Here we go. Now, when I say that, certainly I cannot say it more emphatically. Yes, it is Wednesday. Yes, it is May 19th. Yes, it is 2021. Yes, I am James. Yes, you are you. Yes, we are here for another night of course, At Home with James. But let's be honest, it's not just any normal episode because there is a lot going on around us in the world, in the cities we live in. And hey, even right here on this show, yesterday, Quebec, they decided to let you know when the party is going to get started. Restriction after restriction after restriction will slowly but surely be stripped away, one by one by one, until the month of August, when people start letting loose. They start taking off their masks, whether you're for it or against it. You know what that means, right? The masks are going to come off. People's fedoras are going to come off. Their Abercrombie and Fitch button downs are coming off. Their cargo pants that transition to cargo shorts are coming off. And people are going to start kissing. You want to know why? Because they're celebrating. They're celebrating life. The only place there won't be any kissing is my apartment and this show. But when you think about celebrations, we're not here to celebrate the fact that Quebec is going to open up. No, we're here to celebrate life, but specifically one life. Life of a true great, an individual that I cannot speak highly enough of. One man whose heart is as big as his legs, both metaphorically and literally. He's got an enlarged heart. Tonight, we celebrate the birth date of the one and only Andy Assaf, a man who came to me 6 years ago when he was just knee-high to a grasshopper, a young man, a fellow trying to make his way in the world of comedy. And now look at him. Not only has he achieved his comedic goals, he's in candy commercials. But moreover, his greatest achievement, well, he's one of the technical directors on this show where he makes exactly no money. And that's not to say that I hoard all the money that comes in. Sure, subscription money was deposited into my bank account, but that doesn't mean that I won't be sharing it with some people. Andy Assaf has a birthday, and tonight we celebrate his life, the times, and the future of this young man. So why wait? You are here to have a good time. I've got my party clothes on. I can tell you something. No matter how crazy this party gets, I am leaving my clothes on. But I cannot say the same for the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. He's funky like a monkey. He is Andy Assaf. Let's get him in here. The time is now. Oh boy.
It's a long intro.
Andy.
Hello.
That's going to be the only thing you have control of on tonight's show. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, God. James, I'm looking forward to tonight. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this this honor that is a birthday episode on At Home with James. Thank you. Thank you already for this.
I want to thank you for being here, for being alive. Of course, we also have your parents to thank for that. But Andy, we have to get a couple things out of the way. A few months ago, I made a promise to the audience, but more importantly, myself, that there would never be another birthday episode on this show, right? We've had Connor Rose's birthday, had Dimitri Kyres, we had Carla Ma, we had Dave Kaufman, we had Steph Mercier-Voyer, and we had by far the worst birthday episode of all time. It was my birthday, but I like to think of myself as the litmus test. Let's do a birthday episode. Let's see how bad everything can go, and then we fix that. I put myself out there at the mercy of the audience and my own program so that we could bring you high-quality birthday extravaganzas like tonight. But Andy, I have something to confront you about.
Okay.
It's my understanding that today is, in fact, not your birthday. You've swindled me.
I have swindled you, James. I'm sorry to say. I had to clarify this on Instagram because everyone started wishing me happy birthday. Because I guess having your birthday on At Home with James makes it officially your birthday. But no, my birthday is actually May 21st, Friday.
Yeah.
Which is the beginning of Victoria Day weekend.
Have you already had a couple drinks tonight, Andy?
I have had 3 White Claws and I'm on my 4th.
I thought so because you're already stammering and stuttering, and we're 5 minutes into this show.
James, you said your birthday episode was the worst, but if there's any record that I want to beat, it's that one.
Well, you're off to a great start in achieving that. Now, Andy, before we get into it, do you have any plans for your actual birthday in this upcoming Victoria Day weekend?
I do, James. I placed a reservation online yesterday for a vehicle at Dollar Rental Car at the airport of Toronto. And
that's great because you're dressed like a guy that would work at Dollar Rental Car.
I mean, yes, I do look like I would sell cars for a living right now, but I assure you on Friday, my birthday, I'm not going to be dressed like this. I will be dressed.
You look like a character who would be picked up in scene 3 of Law and Order Special Victims Unit after a night of partying, and they want to question you to make sure that you haven't done anything nefarious.
But I would be the MacGuffin where it wouldn't actually be me, but the audience is invested in it being me because I'm such an asshole at the top. But no, I was going, James, I'm happy you brought up my dress. I'm actually going for a casino look tonight. That is the theme of tonight's party. You're already looking pretty casino. I see Dimitri in the tech booth looking very casino. You guys are ready to roll the dice, which has been my motto in life.
It's the first time hearing of this
ever since you taught it to me in level 1 improv.
All right. Well, I suppose that I did. My lessons changed along the way. Andy, we have a lot of special guests tonight, friends that you've met along the way, but we've got a tradition on this show, and you know this. This is no surprise. There are some surprises later on. What has become a tradition on this show is that people have been known to bring their fathers on the show. So Dave Kaufman's dad was here. Carla Ma's dad appeared. Dimitri Kyres' dad was here. And tonight, Andy, your dad is here. The only dad who didn't appear on the show is my dad.
Well, yes.
There's a good reason for that, right?
Yes,
Andy,
that is true.
Do you want to let people know what that reason is?
I have to reveal it. Well, James, I mean, the reason why I'm laughing is because James will never miss an opportunity to bring up that his father has passed. And I'm sorry, James, again. I don't know why I'm apologizing to you.
I'll tell you what, that makes one of us. Andy, are you ready to meet the man that brought you into this world?
I am, James. I'm excited for him to make his online appearance.
You know what? So am I. Here we go. Andy, I would like for you to do the honors, but I want you to build up to this introduction. Tell us a little bit about your dad.
Okay, so my father, Mr. Mahmoud Michael Assaf, aka Mike, as he's known in the business world, was originally a video sales person, turned into a very successful restaurateur. He's owned multiple restaurants around Montreal, including a restaurant formerly across the street from the old Montreal Improv location called Mr. Falafel, which was a chain of Mediterranean restaurants that was quite successful in the late 80s and 90s. And of course, he is the originator of the great mustache, which he's given me the genes for. Mike Assaf. I don't know what else to say about him. The man, the mystery, the legend.
You've said all there is, and now we're going to hear from him. As you mentioned, a legend in the mustache game. Let's welcome your dad to the show, Mike Assaf. Mike, how's it going? Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and honor. Thank you.
The pleasure is truly all mine. Andy's birthday is coming up in a couple days. I wanted to bring both of you together. I'm glad that you're here. Is there anything that you'd like to say to Andy before we really get into the nuts and bolts of tonight?
Yeah, his mustache are very beautiful. That's why I shaved mine.
Okay, so you feel that because Andy's, otherwise known as Andrew, his is so good that you can't even compete with your son anymore. The student has become the master.
Absolutely not. I cannot compete with him. He's going there. He's tall and going up, man.
I just
All
want to
right.
make a note that even though my dad shaved his mustache, he still has the outline of a mustache. It's almost as if you can't get rid of it in our family. Because I've tried to
Yeah.
shave my mustache, James. I think you remember one of the early improv classes I had. I shaved my mustache, and I have no upper lip.
Yeah.
And everyone was making comments about it constantly.
Look, this is something that has been passed on to you. It sounds like your dad wants you to embrace it. It sounds like you has. Mike, I want to chat with you tonight a little bit about the early years of Andrew. So, could you tell us what type of youngster was Andrew?
Andrew was a beautiful baby. Would you like to see his picture?
I would love to see a picture of beautiful baby Andrew.
Hey, it's Andrew.
All
Yeah.
right, look at this.
There's that drip.
Look at that. Got a nice little bow tie, a sweater vest, a
Still
button
got those
down.
curls.
Yes.
You see the resemblance. If we smacked a mustache on there, it would look just like an identical moment that we've got here. So there's a picture of young Andy. How would you describe, now you mentioned that he was a beautiful baby boy. What other words would you use to describe Andy in his younger years?
Rebel.
A rebel?
Okay.
Rebel.
Okay, so let's talk about this. I've never been much of a rebel myself, but I'm often intrigued when people rebel against their parents. So can you tell us about what it was like to have to deal with a rebellious Andy in his younger years?
Let's say we went on vacation. Everybody enjoying himself except him. He wants to leave.
All right, yeah, Andy, do you have any memories of this moment where you're trying to escape the water and the clutches of your family?
This is why I was wondering why you said rebel, but then I realized I knew you were going to bring this story up. But yeah, I do remember. This is one of my earliest memories, was running away from you guys when I was maybe 2 years old in that photo, and just getting lost. Was it in Hawaii, Dad, or in Lebanon? I can't remember.
It was in Florida.
In Florida.
So Andy, you were wrong on both of your guesses. So you guys went to Florida. Do you guys have a history of taking trips together?
Oh yeah. Last one.
We were talking about trips today.
Yeah.
Okay,
we have
so
a dream to
no,
go
please
on,
after you, Mike.
Andrew was the first son to leave the house. He's the first bird to fly away from the nest. He went on tour in Europe by himself. He was 18 or 19, I believe. 18.
19.
So 19. Bravo. So yeah. I was upset that he left the nest. I wanted him to stay.
Yeah, I think your advice was that that's going to be a huge waste of money. And you were right. Europe is very expensive.
Well, so Andy, it sounds like we're finding a theme here, right? You're perpetually running away from home. But you guys talked about vacations. Have you ever done a vacation together?
Not exclusively.
Not exclusive, but you've been on trips together in your older years, Andy?
Yes, yeah. We've one of my favorite trips was a couple years ago. We went to Greece, right, Dad?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mike, do you want to tell us about this trip to Greece? Because I've seen some pictures and it looked like a party zone.
It was a party. It was a nice place, yeah. And Andrew, for the first time, he starts smoking.
So this. We've often wondered what the origin of young Andrew's smoking. You're telling us, this is breaking news, that Greece was the site of Andrew's introduction to smoking.
Smoking and drinking beer in the same time. That's
okay.
On the beach, yes.
Okay, so Andrew is letting loose in Greece. Can I ask you a question? What do you think about Andrew's smoking? Because it's got a lot of his friends torn. They don't know what to think about it.
I was angry, not because he's smoking, because he gave me so many advice when I was smoking. Dad, don't smoke, Dad. And now I see him smoking. I said, are you coming after me or...
Yeah, you never listened to me. So I said, you know what? Why not? Why not join him? If you can't beat him, join him.
Thank you. So it's my mistake. It's true.
For years, Andy, you were giving your dad, Mike, a hard time about smoking cigarettes. And then you turn around after all those years of belly aching and you begin to smoke yourself.
I mean, in my defense, I was in Greece, which is the homeland of easygoing party time.
Okay.
And you know, I just can't say no to the siren call of the Mediterranean. That's why Dimitri's one of my longest friends. Right. I can't escape him, and yeah, I had to just indulge in that life.
All right. Well, look, hey, you do as you wish as long as you're happy. Mike, I have a question for you. Of course, Andrew is in Toronto right now. You're in Montreal. I would like to ask you a hypothetical question. If Andy was in Montreal right now and there was no pandemic, there's no COVID, there's nothing impeding anything, how would you best prefer to celebrate Andy's birthday? If you had in your wildest dreams, how would you like to celebrate his birthday?
That's a good question. Probably taking our small suitcase and going away somewhere.
Okay, so taking a
Probably,
trip. Now, if you could go on
yeah.
any trip, where would it be? You and Andy are hitting the road. There's no pandemic. Where do you guys go?
I would like him to probably we're gonna visit the family in France and Greece, but I would like him to visit Egypt. I told him let's go and see the pyramids.
I
He
want to
said,
know
yeah.
because you brought this up today when we were on the phone. Where did this Egypt idea come from? Why do we want to see the pyramids so bad? You've never said that before.
I always said that I would like to see many places, even Peru. I would like to go. Have an ayahuasca over there or something in the jungle.
Okay, so there right now we're putting an idea on the table that there's maybe an ayahuasca trip in Peru.
That's a good one.
All right. So, Andy, what do you think about maybe taking an ayahuasca trip with your dad?
I mean, I've never done any psychedelic drugs with my father.
You are naturally psychedelic. You didn't need any drug.
But I mean, sure, yeah. Let's do it, Dad. Let's go to every country and do drug tourism. Why not?
Now, this is the type of father-son bonding that you don't often see portrayed in media, right? It's always heartfelt advice. It's always some type of lesson. This is where things get real on this show. But I have a question, Mike. So is there like a piece of advice that you like to live by that you've been passing on to Andy over the years? And if not, would you like to give him some advice as he gets ready to turn 28 years old?
Yeah, don't sell yourself cheap.
You always say that, Dad, and I never can get you to explain what that means.
Well, okay. Well, this is a good opportunity. Mike, what do you mean by that? Don't sell yourself cheap. Don't sell yourself short. What do you mean when you say that?
I mean, if you had an opportunity to do something big. Don't settle also only for the small things.
Right. So, Andy, it sounds like your dad's telling you to set high goals. And if you've got something that you can achieve that's really high up there,
Yeah.
don't aim low.
More than candy commercials and
No, this was the good. The candy. It was funny. It was great.
There you go. So it sounds like, Andy, this is the path that not only your dad, but I want you to stay on too. But I want to flip things around here a little bit. Everyone knows as you get older, not only do you rebel, but you also, and it sounds like you've got a history in this, Andy, we often start giving our own parents advice, right? And if we have children, they will do it to us and the trend will continue. Andy, if you had to give your dad a piece of advice, what do you think you'd give him in terms of advice?
that's a good one. I think recently it'd be look on the positive side. Look forward to the future because there's a lot of adventures that we have to go on and stuff. I think my dad can sometimes call me and be a little gloomy, and understandable. We're all a little gloomy right now. We're all this is my second birthday on the internet versus IRL. But I'm just excited to see my dad again. I'm excited to see you again, Dad.
Mike, what do you think about that advice? Andy's telling you to look on the bright side. How do you feel about that?
Well, actually, I'm always been a positive person, and he knows that.
Okay, my bad. No, you're right.
Well, Andy, I feel like you got to work on better advice.
Yeah.
Dad's over here telling you that he's been a positive person. All of my interactions with your dad have always been positive. So Andy,
I gave my dad advice recently to work on his rhythm, and he's been working with he's been playing guitar on a metronome, and he says it's gotten better. So
okay, so this is something that you both have in common. You both play the guitar. So as we begin to wind down, I'm curious to know, do you both share any of the same favorite musical artists? Do you like any of the same bands, musicians? Are there any that you share?
Oh yeah,
we do. Yeah, we like same music. Sometimes even movies, and we love to talk about movies and directors and themes, and it's always enjoyable talking with him about this subject.
Yeah,
We were talking about The Irishman lately,
sure.
Oh yeah. I
and
mean, go ahead, Dad.
and and we were saying who's best acting in this scene
Mhm.
and this that. He explained a lot of technical stuff for me, and I like it. I like to talk with Andrew about movies, and
Well,
movies was where my school. I learned English in the movie,
sure.
and corrected with Andrew's mother, Sandra. She was an English teacher. I had
Sure.
to speak better, but still I have this accent, the heavy accent, Middle Eastern accent, which I can't read about, like the mustache. They stick.
Yeah, that's the thing. The mustache can go, but ultimately we have to remain who we are. But I have a quick question. Now this is going to put both of you on the spot here. If you had to pick a song, right? If we were to think about music again, a song that would maybe describe your relationship as father and son, is there any that comes to mind? I know that's a big question, right? That's a big question.
James, it's always the song of Cat Stevens,
Yep.
Father and Son.
I that was a nice slow pitch, and you both hit it out of the park for that one. Well, look, Mike, I want to thank you so much for being here tonight and taking some time out of your evening to celebrate Andy's birthday with us. Before we let you go, is there anything you want to say to Andy before we say goodbye tonight?
Yeah, this is a beautiful, Andrew, and I love this segment here. Can I stay? No, I'm sorry. I have to go.
You can stay. You can
How
stay
about
if you
this,
want.
Mike? Well, how
I
about
know,
this?
but
Let's get you back soon. Why don't we do this again?
we should.
I would love
Yeah,
to.
and we talk about jokes and everything. Would you like to know what age Andrew started masturbating, or
Oh my God! Okay, cut the segment. Cut the
You know what?
segment.
This is perfect.
Dimitri,
This-
cut the feed.
So Andy, this is what birthdays are all about, right? You're not in charge tonight, right? I'm in charge.
Oh.
Dad is in charge. This is perfect because this gives us the exact, like, now, like, this is like at the end of a movie when they give you think it's over, there's a teaser of what's to come next. Next time, Andy, your dad is on, we're going to talk about when you began in masturbating.
Oh, I can't wait for the jerk off episode of At Home with James, featuring the two premier experts in it.
Well, look, you know what? The greats recognize the other greats. Mike, look, thanks again. I really appreciate it. And let's do this soon, okay? I'm going to have Andy talk to you, and we're going to get all together again.
Thank you very much, James. This is an excellent work that you're doing, and I love your voice.
Much.
It's very commanding, your voice. We have to listen to you and respond. Would
Well,
you like to hear a joke before I leave?
No, you don't.
I would love to. Andy, look, you're not in charge tonight. Right now, your dad's in charge. I would love to hear a joke before you take off, Mike, please.
Oh, please don't cancel me.
A wife came to her husband, and she said to him, if you won the lottery, big money, would you change? He said, definitely not, but you will.
Andy, why don't you never come on the show with jokes like that, Andy. Mike, thanks again, and let's talk soon, okay?
Of course. Thank you, James. Thank you, Dimitri. Bye, everybody.
Love you, Dad.
Stay safe. Andy, that's your dad, Mike Assaf, right?
Mike Assaf.
What did you think of that joke? I loved it.
He's got a real how would you I would describe his humor kind of like almost like an early 80s stand-up comic in-law humor, but it's good.
That works great because you're dressed like an early 80s right now. That's what you're dressed as. So look, this is perfect. I love a show where it will create ideas for future shows. We got the Andy masturbation.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. So Andy, are you ready for your next guest? But this one is a surprise.
I don't know if I'm ready for this, but you know what? We're surrounded by friends. We're having a good time. Yeah. Let's do it, James.
Now, last week when we spoke, as we loosely prepared this, I said, Andy, what if we brought someone on who you used to date? And you said, ooh, you know what? I don't know if we should do that. And I said, you know what, Andy? I respect you. I will not bring on a person that you used to date. And I'm going to honor that. But I am going to bring on something that you used to date. And when I say date, I mean explore. Explore a variety of things. Explore what it means to touch, what it means to feel, and what it means to make love. Andy,
Oh God.
I know you're embarrassed. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You got this item when you were a young man, and now something magical has happened because I don't think you read the fine print of this item. Andy, I want you to get reacquainted with your very first sex doll.
Oh my God.
Let's bring in the sex doll.
Oh God, no.
Gemini boy.
Oh my God, no.
Now, Andy, I know you're embarrassed. You bought
Please,
this.
God,
You
no.
bought this sex doll when you were a teenager, and I know you tried to hide it from me, but your dad gave me an insight.
Oh God.
You programmed this high quality sex doll, and you have named it Carmella Soprano Jr.
Yep.
That's right, he did. That wasn't the only thing he programmed, James. The way I talk, the way I don't really walk, but I do all the work.
Well, if there's anything that we know about Andy, it's that he's a selfish lover, so that certainly makes sense.
Yeah, I'm really regretting the accent I chose when I programmed her.
You could change it if you want to. I have a button, but you gotta find where it is, Mr. Andy. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Do you remember where that button is? Do you remember where the voice button is, Andy? Do you remember where it is?
Yeah, Mr. Andy, do you remember where it is?
No, I don't. This whole time of my life is just escaping me, James.
I know that you're blown away. When you purchased this item, right? I know you found it on the dark web. Dad told me everything. What you didn't know is that in the instructions, it read in very small text, very small font, fine print, as we say in the business industry, upon the owner's 28th birthday, this doll will come to life. Andy, this is a night of magic and fun. Carmella, what do you think about that?
James, listen, we don't have much time. You see, the way blow up dolls like myself work, sex dolls, you don't have a lot when you're alive. Andy, I'm going to be dead on this show, on your birthday show. But first, I have to grant you 3 wishes.
Oh, God. Okay.
You have to name 3 wishes and not say they don't have to be sexual. We're over that. We've done all of that, haven't we? Haven't we, little boy?
What?
Haven't we?
Yeah, haven't we, little boy?
I guess we have. I hope to God we have.
Well, hold on. Before we get into
Carmella
these
Soprano
3 wishes,
Jr.
Carmella, what do you remember about Andy as a young boy?
Oh, Andy is a young, pubescent boy. Oh, all the things I remember. Okay, well, for the purpose of this story, he was 19 years old when he purchased me on the dark web. On the dark web, we mentioned that, and he typed in New Jersey sex doll, and I came up.
I feel like that would be the last state I would type in before that keyword.
That's not true. I'll
Andy,
fucking fight you. You set that setting up too.
You can't hide from your past, Andy. Stop.
Yeah, Andy, you can't hide from your past.
You may have tried to run away from your dad in the ocean, but you can't run away from this. Now, I know that you're embarrassed, you're nervous. None of us want our most intimate moments to spill out of the bedroom. But Andy, there's a silver lining. You've got 3 wishes and you're on a timeline here. And Carmella wants to grant the wishes. It can be anything you want.
So wait, this is under what mechanism are you able to grant these wishes though? Like if I asked for $1 million, how would you be able to acquire and then give me that?
Andy, you ask a lot of questions. Just go with the magic of it all. You're 28 years old.
Magic.
Okay.
That's such a big special age. You're almost 30, but you're not 25. A lot of people forget about it and think it's a fucking stupid age, 28. Ha ha.
Okay, great. Then on that terms, on that note, let's wish for $28 million. $28 million. That should be easy, right?
Andy, there's a catch.
Oh God, of course there
Take
is.
it easy. Take it easy, baby boy. You gotta make those wishes into my blow up mouth. However,
Your what?
my mouth. Oh, sorry, my mouth. You have to say it into my mouth.
Yeah, Andy, I think you have to make the wishes into Carmella's mouth.
But you gotta do it fast because I can't keep my mouth open.
Okay, I wish for $28 million.
My mouth, you bitch.
$28 million.
$28 million.
I can see that Andy also flipped the please abuse me switch.
Oh my God.
Andy, check your phone. I just sent you an e-transfer for $28 million. Yeah, that's right. I'm rich too in this fantasy.
Oh my God, no.
That's all my money. Like I said, Andrew, I'm gonna die. After you give me my third wish and I grant you your third wish, that's it. You'll never get to fuck me again. Look at me when I talk to you.
Oh my God, James.
Andy, it's magic.
There is actually an interactee transfer in my. Okay.
Andy, remember, you're on a timeline here, right? Because Carmella's battery, I think, is nearing its end. You have to make a second wish.
Okay. James, do you have a wish? I don't know. I want to share some of my wishes.
If you make a wish, and, I'll tell you what. Maybe you can tell it to one of my other holes. I have 17.
Oh no, that is fine.
No, Andy, hold on, right?
That is fine. The mouth hole is just fine.
Andy, hold on. Let's
guess where all 17. Guess where my 17 holes are. They're not what you think.
We're on a limited timeline here, I thought.
It's your birthday. If you fucking tell me how it goes one more time, I swear to God, Andrew. I swear to God. Guess where my holes are.
That question's to you, James.
Andy, it's not my birthday.
So we're in a.
James, I'm literally gonna die after this.
James, she's gonna die, James.
I'm trying here. Look, let's. How about this? How about we all relax? Carmella, I think that young Andrew is a little nervous. Is there anything that we can do to calm him down?
Oh yeah, there is. You could sing his favorite little
God.
song. You could sing his favorite little song. Why don't they teach you what it is, James?
What's his favorite little song?
His favorite little song is Andy is a big boy and he has a body and a penis and other things. See, he couldn't even stand if he wanted to. He's probably hot as a rock.
I do love that song. I mean,
she's
she stated anatomical facts about me.
It also,
and you like facts, you fucking Gemini, don't you?
Yep, love facts. You're right, Carmella. I love facts.
It sounds like Andy also flipped the maternal switch on this doll. So, Andy, you have to make another wish.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, talking about anatomy and my body, my health. Let's say I wish to finally quit smoking.
Oh, okay. There's a special hole on my little plastic body it'll be good. Okay, you tell me. Do you remember which hole it is? It's not what you think.
Remember, Andy, it's not what you think.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this riddle is it your mouth hole again?
You stupid fuck. I said it was a different hole.
Mm-hmm.
I said it. All right.
Yeah, hole number 4.
Oh, my brain hole.
Yep. Because what I love most about you, Carmella, is your intelligence and the stimulating conversation we had throughout my childhood.
James, if you had to clean out my brain hole after he was done with all my
God.
Yeah, I don't even want to clean out his bedroom, let alone your brain hole. So,
all right, Andy, you whisper it into my.
Of course, I wish to quit smoking.
Victory, yeah, more big.
Jesus Christ. Christ, what is happening?
Oh, I think
You're
Carmella's
shutting
voice,
down. I think you're dying, Carmella.
I think Carmella's voice box is out of whack there a little bit.
Fucking kidding me?
Are you okay, Carmella?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
well,
fine.
let me jump in here.
Fuck what?
I know you lovebirds are at odds right now. Are you able to grant Andy this wish to quit smoking?
Yeah, he said it into my head, and then I don't know if there's another fucking doll there. Is there another doll there? What was that?
Yeah, Andy, are you cheating?
No, James. I would never. But it's weird though. I had a craving to go smoke in the middle of the show, but now it seems to be gone.
Look at that.
You're welcome. There she is, Carmella Soprano Jr. Andy, you get one more wish.
There's
You
one
get
more
one
wish,
more
Andy.
Make it count, big
Oh,
boy.
oh God.
Make it count. Ooh.
You know, I was going to maybe complete this redemption arc, us reuniting and ask you to live, but I don't think I'll do that. I think, okay, no, you know what? I'm going to do something a little bit more important. I'm going to wish for James to have a million viewers on his next show. 1 million viewers, and
awesome.
all of them are going to sub.
Okay, so for this one to work, James, you get to pick which hole you tell the wish to.
All right.
Which hole is our birthday boy gonna tell this wish to?
Well,
remember, there's 17.
Right.
There's a lot of holes, James.
Right.
Plastic body.
Nick, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Two less than a golf course.
I get real close to Carmella. I think I'm gonna go with number 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, are you sure about number 10? Oh, how sure are you? Andy, you know number 10.
Yep.
What happens in number 10?
Look, I feel like if I didn't go with number 10, the people would be very, very disappointed, just because it's now at this point been built up to be, as the kids say, a thing. So I'm going to go with hole number 10.
Hole number 10. Listen, James, I know I've watched your show before. I'm a huge fan, and unfortunately...
Wait, you watch the show?
Oh, once in a while, Andy will just keep me in the background propped up, and I watch some of them, not all of them. Listen, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to show my feet. If
No, you can't.
You know what? We're gonna. You know what?
I can.
Can I?
Dimitri, cut it.
Can I pick a new hole?
Andy chose. I didn't come with these shoes. He bought those on his own accord and put them on me.
Yeah, to make it more authentic to Carmella Soprano, I thought that's the footwear she would wear is the Adidas slipper.
What if I go with hole number 17? Number 17.
You already said it.
All right, number 10 it is.
Already said
Oh
it.
God! I wish for James to have 1 million viewers in the next show, and all of them to subscribe. Get those out of there. Get them out of there, so we don't get banned before he gets those 1 million viewers.
All right, James, take a look at your fucking take a look at your Twitch.
Well, right now, still 11.
Yep. So
no, look now.
I did wish for the next show. Was that the issue?
Probably because it's the next show.
The next show.
Trick question. All right, Andrew, I'm about to die now. I
Oh,
hope
God.
you have a wonderful 28th year of life.
Oh.
Anything I wouldn't do.
I will, Carmella.
He's the only person I've been with. I was brand new, and I've been rotting in his fucking wherever he's taken me for 28 years.
Yeah, but you know what?
Better life, sure, James.
But
sure.
Carmella, isn't it nice to know that there's always going to be somebody there?
No.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being here, and hopefully your battery is able to maintain itself for the rest of the show. Thank you, Carmella.
Thanks, Carmella. Oh, okay. Thank you. Mwah. All right. Okay. Now I'm gonna cut that. Oh, there. Okay, there she goes.
All right, so
Blast from the past.
Andy,
Wow.
I know that you mentioned you didn't want to bring on any ex people, but I found a workaround. That's what we call a show hack.
James is great. I really appreciate that. You know, a very casino theme. You know, you bring in some entertainment of some sort, and we all cringe a little bit.
No,
That
I
was
loved it. I love
very fun.
I love a love story. I'm a sucker for a sob story.
Yeah, well, you opened some deep wounds tonight, but you know what? That's part of the healing process.
Andy, I'll tell you what, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Not only do you have a father, but you've also got someone that you can program to care for you.
Okay. Well, that is true. I haven't thought about it that way, James.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of people watching right now, and they're saying to themselves, damn, where can I find a girl like that?
Are they?
And then I would say to them, just message Andy. He'll send you the link.
Yeah, I'll send the link to the dark web server.
Let's calm things down a little bit, right? Things are going to get a little sentimental. We're going to bring on your next surprise, someone that you met shortly after you met me. Now, you have a lot in common with this person. Outside of improv, you're both tall and you both love extremely nerdy things. Let's welcome Marc Rowland to the birthday party. Marc, welcome to the party. How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. You ready
Hi,
to
Marc.
join the party, people?
Woo! I am ready.
Now you when I touched base earlier on last week, you jumped at the occasion to put together another one of your famous, what you call party favors. So when you celebrated Dave's birthday, tell us what you prepared for Dave.
Well, what I prepared for Dave, I mean, everyone remembers, of course. Right? I wrote him a series of poems.
Yeah. No, what kind of poems?
There were acrostic poems. I think I wrote a haiku or two. I did some iambic pentameter.
Yeah, was there a Mad Lib as well in there?
Well, yeah, there's a really long Mad Lib.
There's a really long.
Yeah, the Mad TV of poems.
Now, Marc, what do you have prepared for Andy tonight?
Okay, so I did a little bit. I was really excited, so I decided to do a bit more writing.
Yeah. Now, before we get into it, you know, take us through what your first impressions of Andy were when you met him. Do you remember your first impressions, or was it not memorable?
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
My first impressions of Andy, I would assume. I mean, I can't. No, I don't really fully remember. But I also don't remember my first impressions of really anyone.
Well, hold on. Do you remember your first impressions of me?
No. I don't.
So
that was a wet one.
Remember.
Look, I'm all about digging deep into Andy's past, right? We talked to his dad. We talked to his lover. How about this?
Yeah.
This might inspire some memories.
Yeah.
But it's also another gift that you can give him, and you're able to continue passing on insight. Do you have any improv notes for Andy that you'd just like to give him? Because you know his improv style, right?
I know his improv style. So are there any notes I would give him?
Yeah, Marc has given me great notes in the past.
Yeah.
Do you not remember that either, Marc?
Marc,
I have an idea of what I would get you to do.
Yeah.
Just for fun. But what was a note I gave you?
Well, you taught me and Dimitri a bit of mime, I remember, and that was very instructive. Just general notes about how to move the body. I've actually gotten that note a couple times from directors and producers about not being physical enough. So
and
actually,
what's interesting is that Andy also gave notes on how to move the body to Carmella Soprano Jr.
Well, Andy, you know what? Interestingly, that was exactly the note I was thinking of. But I would challenge you, I think, to a scene or a set or something. I'd be like, yeah, I want to see a scene or set with you being as physical as possible, you know, like really moving around and going like beyond what you think is good or watchable.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a good note coming from, I believe, Marc, you're the self-proclaimed most physical improv comedian in Canada, right? You lay claim to that privately?
Privately, but I think if I said it out loud, there'd be a bunch of people who would fight me for it.
All right. Well, look, now that we've gotten the pleasantries out of the way,
Yeah.
how about we start giving Andy some of these written gifts?
Okay, that sounds good. I mean, before we say this, James, you've sort of like scratched the surface of something that I don't talk about too often. So I'll reveal the truth that I don't really remember much. Like, there's some people out there who have like a perfect memory of their life. Mine is the opposite.
Yeah, I would say that I'm the latter of the two.
Yeah.
I remember meeting Andy. I remember my first impressions. I remember meeting you, my first impressions.
I remember when I first met you, Mark, I kept comparing you to that Montreal Canadian player you look like, and then I felt bad about it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it felt like I was overreaching with how familiar we were at that point.
Yeah, you were.
Well, I don't.
Do you remember what the player was, James?
Yeah, it was Michael Ryder.
Ryder.
Michael Ryder. Okay.
I kept yelling Ryder at you.
Yeah, Michael
Former Montreal
Ryder.
Canadian, number 73.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
This is good because this gives me an idea of a special with Mark, going down memory lane with Mark, uncovering, unearthing, and mining the memories. Great.
I mean, you wouldn't find much because you'd be like, "What do you remember this?" I'm like, "I don't know."
We're gonna find an expert. But this is Mark. I know you're trying to make this about you, but it's not about you. It's about this youngster, Andy.
Okay.
So are you ready to give out some of your gifts?
Yeah. So I'll start first with the acrostic poem. So what I thought, because I was like, I'm not gonna go with Andy, it's too short, so I went with Andrew for.
And would you like to let people know what an acrostic poem is?
Is that like across and down, like in a New York Times puzzle?
Well, sort of in a way, it does like generally go down because each line starts with a letter from your name.
Ooh.
So basically, each one. So but in this case, it's I just used a word for each letter. So the first one, and actually, it's kind of interestingly casino themed.
Oh, perfect. You took the cue, Mark. I didn't even tell you guys it was going to be casino themed tonight.
Yeah. So from the casino theme, here's the first acrostic poem. Anytime, no dice roll, everyone wins. That's the acrostic poem.
No dice roll, everyone wins. So
yeah,
not placing the bet is the best bet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right? Because if you play, house wins, right? But if you don't play, everyone wins.
Is this like a fortune cookie advice that I should follow?
How about you read it again, Mark?
Read it again. Anytime, no dice roll, everyone wins.
Awesome.
Yeah, you could see that in the fortune cookie for sure. Okay, and then interestingly, because there's some weird coincidences, because you mentioned Andy's in a candy commercial.
Yeah.
So I've got a limerick.
Okay, you've got now. Would you like to explain what a limerick is?
Yeah, well, limerick is a very specific style of poem. It's like there once was a da 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 like that.
Hickory dickory dock.
Yeah.
Andy Dice Clay.
So here's my limerick. There once was a guy named Andy who loved to eat popcorn and candy. So he went to a movie and thought it was groovy to watch Nicolas Cage and Mandy.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
Neither
but
have
I would.
Let's go.
Now,
I would love to, Mark. When things reopen, Cinema du Parc. Let's go.
In the chat right now, we're getting bombarded. They want you to read it again.
Okay.
Are they?
Are you serious? Are you trolling me?
Yes.
They want you to read it again. Okay, there once was a guy named Andy who loved to eat popcorn and candy. So he went to a movie and thought it was groovy to watch Nicolas Cage and Mandy. That was the limerick.
Okay, coming in from the chat right now, someone wants you to read it again with a British accent.
All right. So what? Okay.
Hold on. They're saying.
Oh God.
Any type of British accent, Mark chooses, but they spelled Mark with a K.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
So I just started it, and then you cut me off. So there once was a guy named Andy who loved to eat popcorn and candy. So he went to a movie and thought it was groovy to watch Nicolas Cage and Mandy.
Now that's contentious because Ireland is.
Yeah, it sounds a little Irish to me.
It's not really part of the UK.
Okay,
coming
have
in
you
from
ever
the
heard
chat
of Northern
right now,
Ireland?
Coming in from the chat says Damn, Mark is right. All right, Mark, let's continue moving on.
All right. Okay, so James, I need you to help me with the next portion.
Me.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Okay, so I'm sending you a play.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sending you it right now. So I wrote a series of plays actually, and each one of them is an acrostic.
Okay, so each line of dialogue is part of this play is an acrostic. So each line begins with the letters of Andy's name in succession, and this is a play.
It's kind of like the alphabet game. Remember that from improv? Where
I remember. I remember that from improv. I'm surprised you remember it.
Well, there you go.
All right.
So do you want to be A or B?
I'll be A. I'm fine with that.
All right. Okay. So each one of these lines, basically, when you start, it starts the A, and then me, I do N, and then you D, then R, then E, then W.
Yep.
Okay. So maybe we'll like emphasize it a little bit.
Wait, are these all six different characters?
No, this is two characters going back.
Two characters in a play. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, Mark, does this play have a name?
Oh, let's give the name afterwards. Let's read it and then we'll figure it out because I didn't write it.
Yeah, we're gonna figure out the name of this play.
Yeah, maybe Andy can name it afterwards.
Okay,
I would love to.
Yeah.
So let's begin. This is scene 1. I'll begin. All right, everyone off the train.
Now? But I'm supposed to go to the end of the line.
Didn't you hear that the last stop has been closed?
What? Really? But I'm visiting my grandmother there.
Edmund, I'm your grandmother.
Wow, what a surprise.
Wow. So this is scene 1 of a 3-act play.
Okay, so that's the opening silo. That is dramatic. That was layered. I'm guessing I'm Edmund. That is an analog for me.
We don't know yet. We don't know
the story.
Does it have a title, or I mean, is this one? Because I thought this was maybe 3 1-act plays.
Oh, these are very short stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Andy, would you like to name that first play?
Yeah.
Well, that had a real source code vibe at the beginning. The Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he keeps reliving like a bomb hijacking on a train, and I thought you were going with the hijacking angle. But it turned out to be about a grandmother, so that was quite sweet. So I'd call that Visiting the Republic of Ireland.
All right.
Can I make a suggestion? I like to.
Was that not good enough for you?
How about source code 2?
Source code 2.
That's exactly
Ireland Independence.
That's what I was thinking.
That's the subtitle.
All right, Mark. It sounds like we've got another scene here that Andy's going to name after. Mark, this time around, would you like to play the A character?
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Appletini for you, sir.
No, I didn't order an Appletini. That's too embarrassing.
Deny this Appletini, and I'm afraid we'll have to duel.
Rum would work for me instead.
Enough talk. Let's fight.
Why does it always have to end in violence? So, Andy, that's the second play.
Yeah.
Okay, I like the moral of that one.
Yeah.
It's definitely there's an aggressor there and someone who just is a pacifist forced into fighting.
Yeah.
So, what am I thinking for that? Appletini I would definitely never order. So now I'm starting to feel like the character is not an analog for me.
Okay.
And I don't think I'd order rum either. But I liked it. What would I name it? I felt like it was also on a train, so maybe source code 3.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, source code 3, the Appletini experience.
Yeah, like in the food cart.
Well, Mark, we've got one final scene here, but I'm noticing that this one has additional characters.
Yeah, it's got a third character, so I don't know if there's someone that could help out.
Well, hold on. I wonder, can we get is Carmella Soprano Jr.
No, please God, no.
Did the battery die?
Am I on? Can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, this is perfect. Andy, Carmella's still with us.
You're
Carmella,
still here.
That's right, bitch. And I'm trying corn nuts. Have you ever eaten corn nuts before?
I did.
28 years, and I've never eaten corn nuts.
I honestly didn't know you ate food. I'm learning something new about you tonight.
Also, in addition to eating those corn nuts, Carmella, is there a layer of clothing that's no longer on?
Yeah.
I
Listen.
feel like that's a TOS violation, but yeah.
Oh, is it really?
No,
now?
I don't think so.
US
Andy, I think you're just a little embarrassed. Andy, I think you might be possessive, if anything.
Yeah, Andy, what the
You're right. You're right. That was.
You know I'm about to die. You birth,
You're your own robot woman. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's tear you lovebirds apart here. Carmella, would you like to read a character in one of Marc's acrostic plays? I've just sent it to you.
Me? An actor? Of
This
course. I would love nothing more.
It's your big debut, so we're gonna follow this script, and we're gonna do it in one shot. Marc, how do you think?
Yeah, good. Yeah, so I'll remind everyone this is an acrostic play. So each line starts with one of the letters from the name Andrew.
All right,
Thank
so
you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Marc, how about you kick us off?
Okay. And that's a wrap. Congrats to all the crew on the new movie.
Now we get to enjoy some time off.
Don't want to ruin the mood, everyone, but we're out of money.
Roderick, you've been embezzling funds.
Everett, you caught me. I'm addicted to gambling. I'm sorry.
Well, now we're screwed.
And that's the
Scene.
play.
That's the play.
That was awesome. What a shame I have to deflate and fucking die after. I could have lived a whole life as an adult actor.
I really liked how that third one had a strong female character in that one.
Yeah.
That was good. Roderick and Everett was the other character's name?
Roderick and Everett.
And they had just finished shooting a movie.
Yeah.
But then they were panicked because even though they were finished, they were out of money, but the movie's finished.
Yeah, but they had to edit.
Oh, right.
Post-production. Post-prod, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what they say, the movie really comes together in the edit. So I'd call that one. For some reason, I'm picturing the movie being about a train or a train explosion. So I'm maybe like the making of Source Code.
Yeah,
Andy,
that's perfect.
You're really bombing these titles here, bro.
Thanks, man. Bombing, you mean like really like nailing them?
Yeah. Well, look, Marc, I have to thank you so much for putting in all that time and effort.
It was my pleasure.
How is your Fringe play coming along?
Maybe we
hold on. At the 2021 At Home Fringe Festival, you are putting together a solo mime piece called Bujo.
Right, Bujo. How much time have I got?
Probably got 30 seconds. You mean right now or for the play?
To prepare for the play.
You've got like another month.
That's perfect. I'm gonna pull it off in like the day before.
All right.
I'll work something out.
I say, Carmella, maybe if somehow Andy's able to keep you living, you can do a play of yourself now that you've turned to acting.
That would be nice, but maybe my spirit, once I go away, that's what's going to be the actress. I physically cannot come back. I do not. Now that I know what it's like to not be his sex doll, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life.
All right. Well, look, once again, Carmella, thanks, Marc. I really appreciate all the hard work.
Thank you, Marc.
You could say goodbye one last
time. Thank you, Marc.
Okay. Goodbye.
And of course, thank you, Carmella, for all the great years. Carmella, thank you. One last time, genuinely, thank you for everything, for teaching me, for singing me my favorite song at night, and teaching me so much about life. Now, power down in peace.
Yeah,
that's all I ever wanted to hear. And on that note, I'm gone. Goodbye.
This is sad, but on the bright side.
Wow, that's how they power down. They just deflate. No.
We can put Carmella Soprano Jr. in our in memoriam highlight video at the 2022 Ahas. So we're already racking up some good in memoriams. Andy, the night's almost at an end, but everyone knows that a good birthday party, well, it needs a speech.
Oh, I wouldn't even know where to begin. James, this has been such a great night.
I'm not asking you to make one.
Oh, okay.
It's time to bring on your best friend.
Oh no.
A true CPF, a close personal friend. Let's welcome Dimitri Kyres to the party. Dimitri, welcome.
I'll take it from here.
Oh, I don't think that mic's supposed to be held.
Hey, how's it going?
Compressor. Okay.
All right, well, let me just say a couple of things while I'm here.
Wait, Dimitri, where are you? You look like you're at a wedding.
Yeah, I'm at a wedding, James, but I couldn't miss my grip buddy's birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. It's nice to see you.
Thanks, Dimitri. It's so good for you to be zooming in from...
First things first, wow, what a character. If you would have told me 25 years ago that this son of a bitch would be turning 28, I'd say that guy should be 6 feet in the dirt, if you ask me. But I love where he's at. He's a great son of a bitch, and I've got a few things I'd like to say about the guy.
All right, well, take it away.
Andy Assaf. Mamma mia, or should I say Andrew, you can't get out of that. He changed his name to escape an ex. I'm just kidding. He changed his name for acting because that fit better on a trailer. That's the joke he always said. Andy was always a star. As far as I remember, he was always meant to see the stars. Isn't that right, James?
He was always meant to see the stars or be a star.
This guy, ever since I knew him, he's stunk. Just kidding, Andy. This guy was unbelievable. Could you believe that he and I once shared a room together? A bathroom. Yes. James! This guy's is unbelievable.
This joke structure is all over the place.
The best thing that Andrew ever said to me, he said, buddy, if you can shit your pants once in your life, then do it. If you can teach a man to shit his pants. Oh, boy. Listen, brother, I can sit here and tell you the world. But I can't because we're all going to die one day. And, brother, I hope I don't outlive you because I know that the world has got so much in store for you. Andrew, when I look at you, I think of all the times we used to laugh. Do you remember that joke you always used to tell me?
Yeah, if you shit your pants once, shame on you. Was that the one?
No, the other one. You had this other joke you always used to say. You remember? Remember in the middle of the night, you'd come up to me and you'd say...
In the middle of the night, I'd say this joke?
Yeah.
Remind me, please.
Well, Andy, you've always been a bit of a night stalker.
You always
the doctor says it's a sleepwalk, but okay.
You always used to come up to me, and you used to. I mean, it was a little bit of a joke, a little bit of prophetic. You always used to come up to me, and you always used to say, "I'll take you by the toes, and I'll hang you upside down, and if more than $2 comes out, well, I'm gonna kiss you all over your brown." And I always assumed that was your butt.
Oh, no.
And what you meant by that, brother, was that you're going to be successful one day. And success isn't measured by how much money we have in our pockets, even if it's $2 or $2 million, Andrew. Happiness is where the home is. And our home, 1180 Rue du Sussex. That's right, our first apartment.
That's
Andrew,
true. That's the actual address, yeah.
When Andrew and I first moved in with each other.
Oh no.
When Andrew and I first moved in with each other.
you're gonna break that computer chair in the wedding hall.
What's that?
That computer chair, it belongs to the venue.
Brother, I ain't worried about no chair. You can break my heart any day. Listen, when Andy and I first moved in with each other, he almost died. It's true. It's a true story that we don't get to tell very often. Andy, and he said, and it's true. This is a true story. Andy, you said, I'm going to stay behind with Dave, and I'm going to paint the apartment. And I said, it smells like gas in here. And it's a true story. And you said, I'm going to stay anyway.
This is a true story.
And I said, I'm going to go home and sleep. I'm going to have one more night at my parents' place. But you guys stay behind, and you paint the
We woke up
apartment.
with headaches,
And
yeah.
you guys woke up with headaches. Or
Because there was a gas leak
slight
in the
carbon
apartment.
monoxide poisoning.
And my room was windowless, yeah.
And your room was windowless.
Those were the days.
Those
Those were the days.
Now, can I ask, what's it like to go down memory lane? Is this nice? Does this bring you guys back together despite living in different cities, different provinces, going down different pathways?
It's all right.
Fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. You know, I might not be able to hug my best buddy, or as I like to say, take the grappling hook and throw it on and climb this guy. Have you seen this guy? Maron, this guy, I can pick coconuts off this guy's head. Anyway, listen, I might not be able to see this guy in the flesh or hug him, but, you know, being able to see him right here on Al with James, the #1 television program on the internet highway, it feels like he's right here back in Montreal, you know? Andy?
Yeah.
I love you to death, man. If I can share, well, you know, if I can share one last story.
Sure.
If I can share one last story. If I can share one last story.
Yep.
One more and I'm out of here. One last story.
Mm-hmm.
One last story and then I'm out of here. Okay.
Just share the story, man.
Andy and I have known each other since we were just kids.
Yep.
My God, what happened to us, huh? My God. We got old. They said it wouldn't happen. We got old, you old bastard. We used to know each other when we were kids. My God. And back then, you were always so tall. And I always used to look up to you. And I said, oh, my God, this guy, he's fucking, God, my God, he's like goddamn, he's huge. He's a Godzilla.
That's the story?
And I used to look up to this guy. And this guy was huge. James, guess
how huge was he?
Guess how big this son of a bitch was. Guess how big this guy was.
All right.
Guess how big he was, James.
Guess how big
James guess, yeah.
I don't know, 5'6" for a child. That's quite tall.
Does that check out, Andy? Were you that tall?
What age are we talking?
Yeah, you know, like let's say elementary school.
Go through various ages in elementary school.
Yeah, I went through a growth spurt late elementary school.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
Andy, 5'6" in grade 6.
I was probably 5'10" in grade 6.
Big.
5'10"? Good God, he is telling the truth. You were a giant.
He was a
I was 6'3" by grade 11.
He was a goddamn
Grade
colossus.
9.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy would go up and down the halls, shaking the lockers and scaring the substitutes. And I used to look up at this guy and I used to say,
Wait, hold on. Why were the substitutes at the lockers?
because they thought he was the real teacher there to take their job. Because he was so tall and mature. Regardless.
Oh, the clip-ons are...
Listen, I used to look up at this guy and I used to say,
Yeah.
God damn, this guy, one day hopefully I'm gonna grow and we're gonna be the same height. And it never happened.
No.
And you know what? I might not be looking up to you because in Nike's sneakers, I'm about there. I'm 5'10", I'm roughly there. But Andy, every day I still look up to you because you're a great guy and you're an example of what great friends should be. You're always there. You got a massive heart. And I always look up to you. I'm going to look up to you for the rest of my life because you're the man that I want to be more like. A great man, kind, generous, and an absolute sweetheart. I love you to death. Good God. I hope I didn't embarrass you. I hope I didn't embarrass you.
I love you too, buddy.
I hope I didn't embarrass you too much.
No.
Have a great night tonight. I hope you get fucked. And Andy, have a great rest of 28. You deserve it. And man, don't grow any taller.
Great rest of 28. He hasn't even turned 28 yet.
Yeah, we're not even there yet.
Wait, it's not your birthday today?
Early. No, it's Friday.
What the fuck am I doing here then? Oh, jeez.
Oh, I don't even know where you are. That's someone's wedding, I think.
Yeah, you're at a wedding?
Yeah, I'm at a wedding.
Whose?
Camilla. She got married.
Camilla? Like Princess Camilla?
Yeah, your Princess Camilla's wedding?
Yeah. No, you're
right, Dimitri. Well,
right.
look at
whatever. Doesn't matter.
Have a cup of coffee, okay?
Have a cup of coffee on me, James. Great show, and I'll talk.
Thank you.
And I'll talk to you.
Thank you, Dimitri.
I'll talk to you next time.
Love you.
Hey, love you to death, buddy. Good luck always.
I think he's manning some sort of board at that wedding too.
Yeah,
I hope
he
he's
might
not
also
their
be.
DJ.
He might also be emceeing the wedding.
That was great.
that speech for your birthday at the wedding. Well, Andy,
I was hoping for like a roast style a night, and that gave it me everything I wanted. A tall joke, and then 4 more tall jokes.
well, I need to tell you something. When I spoke to Dimitri about an hour ago, he was sober and he planned to do a song, and he had different clothes on.
Oh well, hey, surprises are also welcome.
Well, Andy, look, you mentioned it. Your birthday is on Friday. These are basically the twilight moments of 27. Before we let you go, is there anything you're hoping to achieve at the ripe old age of 28?
That's a good question, James. I don't really goals aren't really on my mind right now because all of 27 was in a quarantine where nothing really happened and the days all felt the same. So I guess not doing that would be my goal for 28. And James, At Home with James has been the one part of my week where I haven't been just sitting in my home doing nothing. So I want to thank you for this great honor. I really it was so lovely. Thank you everyone for such a nice celebration. And I'm going to put my hat back on.
Well, look, Andy, the honor's all mine. I appreciate all the willingness and work that you do when you jump on this show, whether it's as a guest or joining our technical squad, as I like to call it, and the kids like to call it. But before we let you go, it wouldn't be a birthday if I didn't, because we all know that I am quite a speech giver, right?
That's true. You give one at the top of the show every time, and then a short one at the end.
We took a road trip together once. We were driving back from New York City. I was fast asleep in the back seat. I awoke and burst to one of the most legendary speeches, not only in road trip history, but in Canadian history, I like to say.
That is true. I want to say by the time we left the Cracker Barrel all the way up until the border, I want to say you launched into this speech, or I want to even say leaving New York City proper until the border. So that's like a good 4 hours of a tirade you went. Yeah, you went on an expedition.
But I'd be remiss if I didn't. So your dad was here. And he talked about your penchant for masturbating. And I'm going to tell you that I don't judge you for that.
Thank you, James.
And then we had your sex doll here.
Mm-hmm.
And you programmed this thing to degrade you. You programmed it to be some type of maternal figure.
To teach me all sorts of things that I didn't even know I didn't know yet.
Andy, I want you to pump the brakes. This is my speech.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. And I don't judge you for that either. Right? Marc had his acrostic poems and his acrostic scenes, and you tried to name these things. God bless you. You tried your hardest. The names weren't great, but God bless you. You tried, right? You put the effort, and even if the names didn't work out, I don't judge you for that either. Because when you've got real friends, no matter the highs or the lows, you got to remind yourself sometimes to not judge each other. And it's easy to, whether you're angry or you're happy, can't judge each other. And that's why we're friends, young man. That's why we'll always be friends from here on out. Andy, you might smoke cigarettes, but I don't judge you for that. I'd never judge you for that, right? You live in what I consider to be the city of losers. I don't judge you for that either, because friends don't judge each other. Friends support each other despite decisions that we might disagree with. And Andy, if I was going to judge something, it would be how kind of a man you are. And the only judgment that I would give is that it's your greatest quality. Andy,
wow.
I want to wish you an unbelievable remainder of 27 and nothing but the best as you hit 28, because hanging around with guys like you keep me young. And I'm not an old man myself, right? I take on the characteristics, the voice, the energy of someone who's just about to hit 55. But you guys, I'm telling you, you keep me young. Next time you come to town, I'm going to tell you something. And I said this to Dimitri on his birthday too. And I don't like to give people the same gift, but you know the gift I'm going to give you?
What's that?
Andy, next time you come to town, I'm going to let you buy me a coffee.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to let you buy.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait, because that means I get to have a coffee with you. Thank
Andy,
you, James.
You're a great friend. All jokes aside, it's been so great to see you blossom as a performer and a comedian and a young man who's about to hit 30 in a couple of years, and then you'll just be an older young man. You'll get just, you're Andy. You're a lot like a an aged cheese. You both get better the longer you last, and you both stink.
Fair enough.
Andy, once again, I appreciate it. And the actual gift that I'm going to give you is you're closing out this show tonight.
I have to, but I don't know the special sign off. Do I have to do the special sign off?
Andy, you do as you wish.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. This has been something that I thought about. Now that I'm doing it, it's terrifying. But thank you, everyone, tonight. We had a great show, folks, didn't we? We had so many great guests. My dad, Mike Assaf. Follow him on Facebook. My sex doll, Carmella Jr. And of course, Marc Rowland with a wonderful acrostic. And Dimitri Kyres on the board tonight. Thank you so much for coming in live from a wedding to give me a speech. And of course, our host, James McGee. Thank you so much, my friend. All those kind words, right back at you. I would not be anywhere where I am today if it wasn't for having such a good friend and mentor and teacher and most importantly, friend like you. So I can't wait to buy you a coffee, buddy. Folks, that's been our show tonight. Thank you for coming to my birthday party on Zoom on At Home with James. We were here. I am me. You are you. We all have fun together. And see you next week. Hit it.